Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadra Mai Jaya Sudarsana. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Anandari Nanda Narasimha Jaya Anandari. Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Ram Sankirtan ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanandi ki jai.
Namo Vishnupada Stotra Shadavada Vesarana Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. ISKCON founder Acharya BBT founder Acharya His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki. His Divine Grace Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki. Ananta Kotana Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki. Ramacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की, गंगा माई की, यमुना माई की, तुलसी देवी की, भक्तवेद सामवेद भक्त वृंद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru Shri Gauranga Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Nath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. प्रहलाद महाराज की जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की
This one is good. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Who will play Mridangam? Anybody here? Give me. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Summer holidays, less people in the class. For everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We'll stay there. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Shodanandana Raja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Raja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Raja Jana Ranjana Gunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Radha Madhava Bihari Radha Madhava Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Bihari Radha Madhava Hare Krishna Yo Vishnupada Paramahamsa, Pravijagacharya Ashtotra Sasya Madhyamangas Bhakti Vacharan Bhakti Vinda Samashra Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Guru Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Sitanath Ramanandi Hari Bol. So what is the topic today? 7 purposes of ISKCON. 7 purposes of ISKCON. How many of you know what are the 7 purposes of ISKCON? No? Okay. Someone asked me this question long back. I didn't know what was the purpose of ISKCON. I thought ISKCON is meant for giving us prasadam, class, good association. Then the devotee was very angry that we don't even know what is the 7 purpose of ISKCON, and you are all part of ISKCON, right? So we'll try to understand that. I posted a message of the 7 purpose of ISKCON in the group. Maybe you won't actually, not everyone, I don't know whether everyone got that. We will have a more interactive session than just a class on this, because it's a theoretical, it's more like it's a purpose, direction. We'll try to understand that. But before that, we pray to the spiritual masters and take their permission before we can understand more on this. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamcha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha Kalpataru Vyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyavacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyat Veshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gauravakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the reason that we are having this class on the 7 purpose of ISKCON instead of Bhagavad Gita was a few months back when Bhaktivinoda Prabhu came here on the day of Gaur Purnima, I think the Gaur Purnima class, he did actually mention about the 7 purpose of ISKCON and asked a question, and none of us were able to answer it. And he asked us to open the BTG, the Back to Godhead magazine. And in the Back to Godhead magazine, you will find these 7 purposes listed on the cover sheet itself, in the front. And everyone is expected to know what are the 7 purposes of ISKCON, being a part of ISKCON. Of course, if you don't know, it's not that your head will blow, but if you know, you'll feel more valued that I'm also a part of an organization and I'm being valued. So that's the reason. Where is our Ranchor Prabhu? Ranchor Prabhu asked me, like, can we actually have this class? We've been actually trying to have this for at least 3 weeks now. 3 weeks now. So he's requested, like, can we do it, Prabhu? It's been some time, because if again Bhaktivinoda Prabhu comes and asks, like, did you have it? Then it become a problem. I said, okay, we will have it. That's the background. Anyways, you all know what is ISKCON. What does ISKCON stand for? International Society for Krishna Consciousness. That we know. So what does ISKCON really mean? International Society for Krishna Consciousness. How many people from how many countries are here? You all India? Only Bangalorean? Anybody outside Bangalore? Bangalore, okay, North. Okay, North, okay. But what is international about it, right? But why did Prabhupada actually set it as the International Society for Krishna Consciousness? Anybody knows? Anyone knows? Whatever you know of. Huh? We'll reach everyone. Okay. Krishna consciousness is not limited to India. Yes. Then that's why he kept it as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Actually, when he formulated this ISKCON word, it was a storefront like this in New York in 1966 when Srila Prabhupada started preaching in the West. Prabhupada had started the Krishna conscious movement because his spiritual master, his divine grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, had requested Prabhupada, go and please spread this message of Lord Chaitanya to everyone outside India, to the English-speaking crowd. And Prabhupada tried hard in his first place where he started preaching. Where was the first place? Which was the first place he started preaching? New York is outside, in India. In India, Jhansi. Yes, Jhansi, they actually had formulated something called a League of Devotees. It's very good to know. It's all there in Prabhupada Leelamrita because we know how much struggle was there. You all know why we celebrate Independence Day? Why do we celebrate? When is Independence Day? 15th of August. That we know. But why do we celebrate Independence Day? What's the value of Independence Day? Do you get independence on the day? Does your food become more on the day? So anything happens on the day? Why do we celebrate Independence Day?
Respect or sacrifice on people who work for us.
Okay, respect on behalf of sacrifice many people did on the day so that they got us independence. Number one. Okay, what else? If you don't do it, what?
We won't know that we are independent.
Okay. Seriously? You don't know that you are independent?
Everything today is Mother's Day.
Yes.
If you don't celebrate, then you don't know we need to respect the mother.
Okay. Yeah, on a day, actually, they call it as Mother's Day and say today all the Matajis actually are respected as mothers. Mother's Day. You respect them. Very good. There's one more reason why we celebrate Independence Day. Yes. Why did we see, if you forget an Independence Day, somebody may come and occupy us again. What mistake did you make that you actually became bound? Then you will actually have the same problem. So in order to remember that what all has happened in the past, they celebrate the Independence Day. That's the main reason actually. Otherwise, there's no big value add because nothing changes for you. But if you don't remember that, you may go back to the same condition someday. Similarly, we also have such a situation. If you don't know what sacrifice that Srila Prabhupada has done and brought us into this level, it's very difficult for us to appreciate what Srila Prabhupada's contribution is. It's very easy to forget everything. Sometimes we come here, we actually worship the deities, the pictures, but we forget sometimes certain things. That we have to wear dhoti, kurta. I'm a Vaishnava. Oh yeah, I'm a Vaishnava. Oh, I'm a Vaishnavi. Oh, I'm supposed to wear sari. Okay. At home we wear anything. No one actually questions it. But when you come in the group of devotees, Srila Prabhupada wanted this. 7 purpose, you'll understand these things. The 7 purpose, what was Prabhupada's intention to do this? When Prabhupada started this was actually in 1966, 65, 66, he reached there. And 66, he was giving class like this for about 2-3 months. After that, he formulated this, he wanted registered as an organization. And he called all the people who are sitting there, and please sign this. He made a paper, so please sign on this, he said. And I said, what is this? They didn't even know what it is there. So Prabhupada said, we are going to actually form a group called ISKCON. And many of them thought, ISKCON, what is that? International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And many of them suggested, why Krishna Consciousness? Why don't you make it as God Consciousness? Because God is more common for everybody. Krishna is very sectarian, is what they thought. And Prabhupada said, no, Krishna Consciousness is the correct word to use. Please use Krishna Consciousness. Because he derived this word from Rupa Goswami's writings saying that Krishna Parayana. That means Krishna Consciousness means coming from that. Krishna Parayana means someone who is fully God conscious is called Krishna Parayana. So Prabhupada gave that. And he formulated this 7 principles, which is not changed even today. Whatever Prabhupada gave that day, I think in July sometime, July 11th or sometime, 1966, he formulated a 5-page article saying that ISKCON is this, and the purpose of ISKCON, please all of you sign here. And they had no clue about what it is, right? And Prabhupada was a visionary. He knew something is going to happen in the future. Because even before this was formulated, Prabhupada was actually sitting in his room and talking to a few devotees. He said, you go to France and preach there. You go to, what you call, he had a globe, right? The round globe. He used to actually spin it. And he used to touch on this. He said, like, Russia, God Sundar, you go there. So Prabhupada was telling, and they had no clue. They had no clue about, they were all hippies, basically. They had no idea about what life is. And Prabhupada is telling them, you go here and preach, you go there and preach. And they were very confused. What is Prabhupada talking about? And Prabhupada came after a few days and said, ISKCON is actually our name of the society. And after saying that, he explained what are the 7 purposes of ISKCON. There's no lecture there, Prabhupada explained, but Prabhupada has given a few words about what it is. We'll try to understand that. But before that, we all need some shelter. What is the shelter about? Normally, if I leave you alone, what will you think? You'll think something. Here, does anybody here think Krishna all the time? No. Does anybody think here how to become happy all the time? Feel free to rise. Is there anybody here who always thinks about how to become sad? Okay, that means you are thinking about something. Does anybody here who thinks about cricket? Very nice. I also like, it's happening in IPL. Right? In fact, entertainment. Okay, let me use that word. How many of like entertainment? We all like, right? Even Hare Krishna, you put like, it should be very sweet to hear. Awesome it is. Somebody should play this. Wow, how nicely they're singing. You put that again and again and keep hearing, right? You feel very comfortable. That is entertainment, right? You're getting entertained. Or sometimes you open up YouTube and see some comedy, right? Right? We want some recreation, right? Some entertainment should be there. Otherwise, life's boring. Even in Krishna consciousness, we could look for entertainment. But the Shastra says entertainment is correct entertainment only in the spiritual world. When you actually have fun with Krishna, only that entertainment is correct. Otherwise, it's illusion. So the Shastra says we should not actually be looking for entertainment, but for enlightenment. See the difference. Enlightenment, meaning understand who you are, and after that do what you want to do. But we understand who we are and still do the same thing. Right? We again look for, okay, what is the new? In the olden days, let me ask you a very simple question. In the 1900, do you remember anything which was famous in the 1900? Or it would be difficult to actually ask the question. Okay, let us see. Say 100 years later, if people look for who lived all of us, what is that which is very famous now? Really famous? Huh? Smartphone, yes? Smartphone was not there in 1900. Now it's come. Last 10 years at least, smartphones, different smartphones are there. Laptop, smartphones, very good. What else? Electric cars, okay. Oh, okay. So we remember that because in the 1900 there was plague, they say this was there, and then remember Corona. Okay. What else? What else will you leave as a legacy? How will people know that people of this age were so advanced and they had this? Anybody here who is a good movie watcher, who goes for movie or watch movies? Robot is a little older, I think. Little older. We all watch movies, nice movies, right? Yes. So if you see in the 1980s, 70s, 60s movies compared to that on today's, how much advanced they are? Because when you actually talk about entertainment, the amount of engagement has to be very high. In those days, movies are dirt. Those days, movies are like not very great. Food movies. Nowadays, they blow the whole building. Only then you get the kick. Wow, this is nice. They'll jump from one bridge to another bridge. Right? These are like those days were not, nothing was there. So today they actually do it. And then even you take cricket. It's there in the blood for Indians. I don't know where it comes from. Anybody here who doesn't like cricket at all? Hate cricket to the core? You don't like it? Very nice. You don't like it? Anybody here? I mean, don't worry. I mean, I'm not going to actually take a test and tell Krishna that they all like cricket. No. Don't like it. Okay, not exposed to it. But if somebody is exposed, it's very difficult to forget it. It's there. Those days, 5 days. Then they said there's no punch in that. Let's actually go for 1 day cricket. 1 day also, nowadays what is happening? 2020 and 2020 now IPL. They combine both movie and this, what do you call, all very, what do you call, like 100 cameras are there. They'll show ball going from here, there to here. So it's like so different. So the entertainment has increased a lot, but still no one is happy. Nobody can be happy. They're looking for happiness. We all want happiness, but real happiness is in enlightenment and not in entertainment, right? That's the reason Sri Prabhupada came up with this whole thing, that he needs to create a situation, society, so that devotees or people who are interested to get enlightenment can come together in a genuine way and make progress. Right? So those are the 7 purposes. Purpose really means a direction. It's not a goal. The 7 purposes is not that I've achieved great. No, it's a direction. Direction means what? It just gives you a guideline. This purpose gives you a guideline. It doesn't tell you that I've achieved it or not. So it will go on, whether we leave or not, this 7 purpose will keep going on. Okay. So I've sent it to you, all of you. We will read that first purpose, the 7 purpose, and try to hear from that. What does it really mean? You'll learn a lot of things. Okay, when you read it, you'll know, wow, I didn't know Prabhupada actually had set it up like this. Many people actually have misunderstanding about the 7 purpose. Do you all have it?
Yes.
Okay. Can anyone want to read? First one. Yeah.
To systematically propagate spiritual knowledge to society at large and to educate all people in the techniques of spiritual life in order to check the imbalance of values in life and to achieve real unity and peace in the world.
Thank you. That's great. So I'll read it again for the people on the phone. To systematically propagate spiritual knowledge to society at large and to educate all people in the techniques of spiritual life in order to check the imbalance of values in life and to achieve real unity and peace in the world. You can see that Prabhupada wanted actually ISKCON to provide this as one of the purpose. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhupada wanted ISKCON to help in bringing in peace, unity across the world. By how? To educate all people in the techniques of spiritual life in order to check the imbalance of values in life. So Prabhupada is saying we have to check the imbalance in values of life. What are the imbalance in values of life? Okay, what are the different values of life? Huh?
To lead a fruitful and moral life.
To lead a fruitful life. Is it there in some card or something? Go to school, they'll say these are the values of life. Everyone has values, right? Simple, materialistic life, spiritual life. Keep it simple. There are a lot of, as you say, even in materialistic life, they actually have different levels, saying that I want to lead a very moral life. Some people actually mention a little more, saying that I want to lead a selfless life for others and things like that. So all okay, but generally material life and spiritual life. So which is prominent these days, right? So values are all materialistic. So Prabhupada did not want to eliminate materialistic lifestyle. Prabhupada did not say that you have to reject materialism. Prabhupada only said both has to be balanced. Many people misunderstand it today, saying that material life is waste. Prabhupada did not expect that, because if the whole world has to become Krishna conscious, if you want to keep material life completely zero and want to follow only spiritual life, that's okay. But Prabhupada did not set up ISKCON for that reason. Getting it? So we have to be accommodative. There will be some people who want to actually have a little materialistic lifestyle, but Prabhupada is expecting don't only have materialistic lifestyle, also add spirituality to it. Yes.
Is there even a chance that one can be completely devoid of material life now?
Devoid of material life? There may be some people we may not know. Everything is possible in this world. Everything is possible, but it may not be possible in general for everybody. See, Prabhupada mentioned that what is the Yuga Dharma? Chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But in, for example, say Ashtanga Yoga, is it not a process for realizing the truth? It's possible. There may be some people who are actually following that, sitting in Himalayas. But is it generally possible for everybody? No. But can I say that no one in this creation can do Ashtanga Yoga and achieve perfection? That's not correct. There may be some people. Similarly, there may be some people who actually are completely devoid of material life and have only spiritual life as a goal. They're just keeping their body and soul together for whatever is necessary. There may be, we don't know. But in general, it's not possible. For general people, it's not possible. Now, Prabhupada wanted this balance should be there. Even in the Ishopanishad, it's mentioned that it's like the train has to go on two platforms, right? Material life and spiritual life together. If only one is focused, the others will actually, the whole train will derail. So Prabhupada wanted that whole, principle to be followed, that don't reject materialistic lifestyle completely. When I say don't reject materialistic lifestyle, do how much ever you can manage. It's like taking salt. Is there anybody who loves salt so much here? Is there anybody here who hates salt? They don't want to take even a pinch of salt. We all need little salt, little bit. Some people like more salt, right? So that salt quantity depends on your taste. Similarly, how much materialism is dependent on you. That much is required. So you balance spirituality and materialism. But today, what is happening is spiritual life is completely out of door. Only materialistic principles are there. There were once two friends who were walking, and one of them actually was morose, very sad. So the other friend asked him, what happened? Why are you sad? You know what happened? 3 weeks back, my grandmother died. I said, oh, so what? So she gave me $5,000 when she died. She wrote a will that $5,000 will come. Okay. So yeah, he said, last week, my uncle passed away and he gave me $20,000. I said, wow, very nice. What family you have? All of them are giving you money. Why are you feeling sad then? So today is Friday. This week, no one has died. So this is the principle of greed. You actually get used to it. First, in the beginning, you will feel that you get conditioned to that lifestyle. So this is the principle we are living with. Getting it? So it's very difficult for people to understand that there is higher principle than materialistic. There's something more than material life. Everyone is thinking, okay, I have a small car. Now I have grown up, I have a family. So you get a wagon, bigger car. Then after some time you get an SUV. Then child will get a car, you will get a car, all of them 5 cars. Is that progress in life? But that's what people are thinking. Because no one is telling them. Prabhupada wanted ISKCON to inform. First time when I went to ISKCON temple in 96, was in college that time. So when I went there, they were giving lectures. It's not like a temple puja is there. Like they ring the bell, they do aarti and everything, but no one gives lectures. And it seems to be so different, this temple. I've never seen any temple where they're giving lectures. There's some 5 people be there, they'll sing something and sit. But very common, which is understandable kind of lecture in a plain English language is very rare. I was wondering what it is. And Prabhupada said, ISKCON actually has the responsibility of educating everyone, propagating this knowledge to everyone. We have to tell people where you are wrong. That's one of the purpose. If you're not doing that, you're not part of ISKCON family. There are many Vaishnavas. How will you qualify yourself as a ISKCON Vaishnava? You have to be preaching. It's not that you have to sit in a pandala and speak. Tell to your neighbors, tell to your friend, tell to your family. Just inform them. That's your duty. That's all. If they take it or not, it's not your headache. Right? So, Prabhupada, that is the reason you'll find that Prabhupada used this word a lot of times when he was in the West. He said a blind man carrying a lame man. Do you remember this? Do you remember blind man carrying the lame man? Heard it, it's on gone. Right? ISKCON says, ISKCON, that's why it's called ISKCON. Right? So we hear, but then somewhere it's gone. Blind man carrying the lame man. What is the advantage of this? Prabhupada said that a blind man cannot actually see anything. Okay? A lame man cannot walk. Indian people are all lame. They are not advanced in technology, very poor in technology. But those guys, the Western world is actually are very advanced in technology. All these things, nothing Indians can make. All of them coming from West. Now, every technology, if the West people carry us and take us for direction, they can walk, but we can give them direction. When we can give them direction, both of them together will be very good for the whole world. Blind man carrying a lame. Right? Prabhupada said that. So Prabhupada did not reject materialism. Understand that always. Today, many people actually think that materialism has to be completely avoided. Prabhupada did not say that anywhere. Prabhupada in fact used everything and he called it as Yukta Vairagya, taking the principle of Rupa Goswami. But don't be too obsessed. Okay, this is the phone I got, and then within another 2 months you get new phone, new model, you upgrade that. Keep on going to that. Don't get attached to that technology. That's not our life. Use everything in Krishna's service. But we are not saying that you should reject materialism completely. Yeah.
So there is needs and wants.
Mm.
So when does materialistic life cross into self-gratification? Right? There is what is definitely needed, right? I need to feed milk for my kid, I need a car to go to work.
Mm.
This is the need. But
Yeah.
then, like you said, I need to upgrade my model, I need this, I need that. Then it becomes self-gratification. So where is that lie in the life?
Yeah. That's it. See, I gave the example about the salt. Right? How much salt you need, only you would know. See, there used to be a vehicle called TVS 50. 50% you will drive, 50% you will drive. In the sense, you had to pedal 50% in the up and all, the remaining 50% will carry. So basically, the day you have to carry the car on your own, that time you have to change your car. I'm just giving an example like this. Right? So don't be obsessed to say that, okay, that my neighbor has got a Mercedes Benz, I also have to upgrade. No. Is it serving your purpose? Are you able to think of Krishna? That much is sufficient. Don't go and then change the, your lifestyle so much. The lifestyle should be focused on going back to Godhead. That's a goal. But for that, whatever is minimum necessary, we have to accept it. So how do you know what is required? Depends on whom you stay with. If you stay with all millionaires and you go with a Maruti van, people say, then obviously you will get disturbed. Peer pressure will be there. So stay in a devotee community wherein you can understand that simple living and high thinking principle can be adopted. Today people are simply thinking, right? or simply living, simple living and high thinking is what Prabhupada asked us to do. People are today simply living and no thinking. They don't think anything. They don't know what they are doing, first of all. So Prabhupada wanted us to actually inform them. And whenever you actually are trying to follow the balance between material life and spiritual life, give priority to spiritual life. Because it's dharma, automatically will tell you how to handle the material life. But if you do the material life, it will not tell you how to do the spiritual life. Why? Because we are spirit souls. We are not matter. Right? So you give importance to spirit, matter is already taken care. Right? Someone has to explain this to everyone. And Prabhupada wanted ISKCON's purpose is one of the purposes. Right? Because pujaris actually have two services. One is basically the pujari part. Brahmanas basically has to do the puja. Another is they have to teach also. And in Indian temple, no one is teaching them. No one is teaching anybody. They just do the puja activity. Prabhupada wanted clearly that ISKCON temple should actually be focused on preaching. If there's no preaching activity, we don't need a temple. Because there are already Radha and Krishna around the world. We don't need one more. Right? Why Prabhupada wanted all Radha Krishna more temples? Because people will come and see them, then you have to preach to them. The preaching is the most important thing. That's called preaching is the essence. Getting it? So don't forget that in your regular activities, it's very important. Is it okay so far? Let's see the second one. Who wants to read second one? Mataji, can one of you read? Yes, Mataji, please.
The second purpose, to propagate the consciousness of Krishna, God, as it is revealed in the great scriptures of India, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay. To propagate a consciousness of Krishna as he is revealed in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So we already know that Krishna is actually everyone knows in India that Krishna is a demigod, or Krishna is some historical personality, or Krishna is God. They will actually accept Krishna as a god of love, right? Not as god of moral. Very difficult to actually accept, because people actually have a lot of misunderstandings. If you go to the Western world, they'll say no God. If you come India, they'll say you are God. Everywhere God is there. God is there. Here ant is God, here God, dog is God, ass is God. They'll worship anything and everything and say this is God, right? Then people get confused. They say, why should I actually accept it? And those the new generation, this generation, they don't accept God at all. Why? Because something is there. Okay, I don't know. My mom will be happy if you actually go in and ring the bell and come. So they'll go to there, and that's all they do. They don't do anything more than that. That is actually the situation. You tell them, please, God is there, pay obeisances, and say, why? You'll give me money. That's the situation we are in, because no one is ready to accept what is the reality. And Prabhupada wanted to propagate. Propagate means cultivate, help people understand a consciousness of Krishna. That means Krishna consciousness, being conscious of Krishna, that Krishna exists. So God is happy there, I'm happy here. No relationship. No one bothers. God is happy, no? You have a problem, God is happy, no? Leave me, no? Why are you asking me to actually become Krishna conscious? That's a mentality. But Prabhupada wanted that there is a relationship between us and God. And that relationship, everyone must be taught. Then their Yamaraj will say, come, come. They are told, after that you didn't follow, no? Extra punishment for you. Because you can't go and tell them, no one told me that Krishna is God. There our devotees are telling, no? So much they bang the Mridangam, and our Arun Prabhu was screaming on like Hare Krishna. No one actually listened to him. No, see, when you come there, extra punishment will be there. So it's our duty to help everyone learn about Krishna. They don't learn, the extra punishment will be there. There will be extra punishments for them. And invariably, because Bhagavatam is called Amala Puran, there's no confusion. There's no really any confusion in Srimad Bhagavatam. Whereas other Puranas have some kind of confusion there. Whether Krishna is really God or Vishnu is God. Krishna came from Vishnu or Vishnu came from Krishna. All this is there. Bhagavatam, no doubts there. So it's called Amala Puran. And Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam is very, very important, because otherwise people come up with any and everything, any philosophy. I think Yatama Tatapade say, Jana Seve, Janardhan Seve, Manavan Seve, Madhava Seve, everything they'll say. All these things actually are completely incorrect. Someone has to be, they have to be taught, because they are not actually properly trained. And Prabhupada wanted this to be informed. In fact, Krishna has a form, extremely beautiful form. It's called Sachidananda Vigraha, that is Shamasundara form. Very, very attractive form the Lord has. Now, not many people actually appreciate it. If you go to any of the older temples like Udupi temple or any temple, you don't see the real attractiveness of Krishna. Krishna's real attractiveness is they also relate to each other. And the Prakriti or the soul is considered as feminine. All of us are feminine for Krishna. Krishna is only Purusha. We are all Prakriti. So all the practices are tied to Krishna. What is enjoyment? So if you understand that, thank you. One more. Anything else to add? So it's very important. So when you are worshipping any devotee, why are you worshipping a devotee? Why? Because they are related to Krishna. This is what Lord Shiva says. Aradhanam sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param. Then tasmat paratram devi tadhyana samarchanam. Tadhyana means someone who is related to Aradhanam sarvesham. Lord Shiva is telling this to Parvati Devi. Aradhanam sarvesham. Of all the worship, Vishnu aradhanam param. Worship of Vishnu is the best. Tasmat paratam devi. But there is higher worship than Vishnu. First of all, he says Vishnu worship is the supreme. After that, he says something more than the Vishnu worship is there. What is that? Tadhyanam samarchanam. If you worship someone who is related to Vishnu, that worship is better than worshipping Vishnu. I mean, someone who is related means who, like Tulsi Maharani, we did Tulsi Puja. Tulsi is very dear to Krishna. By worshipping Tulsi, Krishna becomes happy. And he becomes very happy and says, bless us, come closer to me. Yes. You worship the devotee of the Lord. This mentality should be there. Never think the devotee is independent of Krishna. A pure devotee is never independent of Krishna. We worship Krishna, we worship the devotee of the Lord because the devotee is into Krishna. That's very important. But this is very, very difficult task to do. Because in the devotee community, relationship is very important. If all of them actually are living like this part and parcel of Krishna, with a right understanding that I am actually servant of Krishna, he is servant of Krishna, she is servant of Krishna, then our relationship with each one of them will be perfect. The whole society can be transferred to Vaikuntha directly. That's the advantage of having a society of perfect devotees. You all know that Krishna sent the entire Ayodhya Vasis, Ram sent the entire Ayodhya Vasis to Ayodhya. You know that, right? In Ramayana it's mentioned, before Lord Ram left, the whole Ayodhya Vasis, Lord Ram showed the spiritual world and said he sent everyone together because they were all attached to him and they had a very good relationship with each one of them. Sent. Same thing happened in the Vrindavan. After Krishna left Dwaraka, all this happened, right? The whole Mahabharata war happened, then the place where Krishna actually sent all the Yadus, right? All the Yadus died, you remember, right? Then he actually went to Vraja. Nanda Maharaj, all of them are still there. So he showed all of them the spiritual world. After showing the spiritual world, he sent them all back directly because they're all in perfect state. So if we can set up such a community which Prabhupada wanted, then it's easy for Prabhupada to transfer the entire gang of devotees back to Krishna. Very easy. But it's not easy. Let me give an example. We all actually chant Hare Krishna. Is there anybody here who doesn't chant Hare Krishna even once? If you haven't chanting Hare Krishna even once, then chant once. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we all devotees. So we all chant Hare Krishna, but we all have our own families. The day we actually consider, our children consider, okay, he is my uncle, he is my uncle, he is my chota uncle, he is my bada uncle, he is my aunt. When the day they actually consider the devotees as the real relatives, then such a community is actually really right community. We are not at there. We still have our own families. We always has to come. It will take some time. As you progress, then that equality will start coming. We don't see only our children as real children. We always see as every children is Krishna's children. But unfortunately, many problems come. This is actually a very big topic about devotee relationships. Because if relationship is not proper, then this society won't work properly. It's very difficult to actually continue. All of us like gossip. It's a very funny thing. Gossip is something that I like something about someone whom I don't like. I like something about someone, right? That I don't like. Basically, someone is actually following Nirjala Ekadashi for 3 years, right? I keep an eye, okay, they'll them follow whatever. One day they'll start taking fruits. Somebody comes and tells you, Prabhu, that devotee actually was following Ekadashi for 3 years. Now he's started taking fruits. You feel very happy that this fellow guy, you will not go. So then I'm more confident. Or somebody is actually preaching nicely. For say 2-3 weeks, that person didn't do the program. I think you will not do it. Very nice. Now you feel very comfortable, but you don't tell outside. This is all subtle level. So it takes time for us to overcome these difficulties in the devotee relationships. It's not that it's because of materialism we get this insecurity. What this fellow goes back to Godhead, I will be left out because I'm not doing that level of austerity. They are preaching like anything. I'm not able to preach like that. Right? So all this thing comes. Instead, we should always think about, oh, you're able to preach nicely. Please tell me, how can I help you? Do you want me to actually get you some books? Do you want me to help you with some templates? How will your preaching increase? This is Vaikuntha consciousness. What can I do to help you out? If somebody is able to follow Ekadashi nicely, go and help them. Prabhu, you've followed it for so long. Let me know how can I help you. Try to follow it for some more time. You can do it. You have done it so far. What else can I help you with? That should be our motivation. By they becoming, see, if in our group, one person goes back to Godhead, all of us will benefit because they'll all say, oh, that person, Fransaki Mataji told me to chant Hare Krishna, so she will go. So Rancharo will help me in deity worship, he will go. So like that, all of us can actually help each other to go back to Godhead. One person becomes devotee. Prabhupada, in fact, in his Bhagavad Gita introduction, he says, if one person becomes a pure devotee reading this, my purpose of writing Bhagavad Gita is accomplished. One person, so many pure devotees is made, Prabhupada. But look at this expectation, right? So we should also care for that. We should think differently. Don't feel insecure. Don't feel insecure that somebody is actually, somebody might go, I will not go. Right? Always understand the squirrel and the Hanuman example, right? Hanumanji was doing very big service and squirrel was not able to do so much. But Ram understood their sincerity. Hanuman was sincere in his level. Squirrel was sincere in his level. So he was happy with both of them. But if Hanuman behaves like a squirrel, then there's a problem. We should actually be sincere. So my sincerity is that I'm able to get up for Mangalarati. I'm able to get up for Mangalarati and chant Hare Krishna. So I should try to do that. Somebody may be there, they are not able to get up for Mangalarati, but they can actually be awake till 2 o'clock in the night without any disturbance. But they can't get up because their nature is that they need more time to sleep. They cannot, even if you make them sleep at 8 o'clock, they can't get up for Mangalarati. So then engage them in a service that they can do better for Prabhupada. Don't force them, they cannot take it. They'll get demotivated. Right? Getting it? So we have to be compassionate with each other. Right? So, you don't get distracted. What happened? So don't get distracted, help each other. So it's a long, the devotee relationship is a longer topic. We'll not cover it today, but let's read the next 3 more are there, right? So let's do that. What's the 4th one? I think I only have to read it because of the noise. Okay. To teach and encourage the Sankirtan movement, congregation chanting of the holy name of God, and to reveal the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? So basically make everyone chant. We all do this Harinam Sankirtan when you go out and chant the holy name of the Lord, right? So everyone gets to know about Hare Krishna. And they may not be interested in hearing, but at least they are hearing. So some progress they will make. They may not like it. That's very important. It is not some Kirtan. It is Sankirtan. Some Kirtan means some Kirtan is going on. Okay, no. Sangha. Together you actually glorify Lord. When you chant Krishna's name together, like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So 40 people chanting at the same time is here. So it's like chanting 40 times Hare Krishna mantra. That's the effect that you're getting in your, only once you're chanting. But so many people chanting you are hearing. That's the advantage of actually chanting like that. And Lord Chaitanya wanted it like this. Because Anta Narayana Smriti, at the time of death, looks like I have to talk like a pandal. No, I'm getting like otherwise no one is going to hear. So Krishna says Ansa Narayana Stuti, that is, at the time of death, one should remember some or other, we have to make everyone chant Hare Krishna, right? Because if you don't make them chant Hare Krishna, then they are not going to actually benefit. Now, in the olden days, in the US, do whatever you can, but chant Hare Krishna, right? In the early days, there was this president election. There was a person by name Al Gore. You may have heard about Al Gore. So in Atlanta, we were all there. We were just doing a Sankirtan. So we were all thinking something. So one person who was the main singer, he saw these people, so many people coming. He said we should make them chant. He said it's not possible. So he told them, we also actually what you call supporting in your group. He said how? We do it in our language. He said what is that? We say Nitai Gaur Adipur. Then what is that? So like when you say Al Gore, we will say Nitai Gaur. So he made them chant for 20 minutes, Nitai Gaur Haribol, then they chanted Hare Krishna also. They were very happy saying that you are supporting us. Right? So somehow or other, somehow make them chant Hare Krishna. That is very, very important. Right? That is actually the meaning of to teach and encourage the Sankirtan movement. Encourage means somehow or other. Don't say that, oh, you have to chant this way only. But Sankirtan, do whatever is it, but they should chant the holy name of the Lord. Like so much of what you call spraying water on this. It's a nice feeling that. Anyways, we'll go a little faster because it looks like it's going to become more wild. The fifth one is Krishna's pastimes will be discussed. Whether here or there doesn't matter. Wherever it is, to be there. The other way Prabhupada started the life membership system and things like that. In India, at least, he wanted to make sure that in the West he actually said book is written, but in India he didn't do Sankirtan much. He said life membership. He started a life membership saying that if you actually are agreeing with what I'm doing, please say that you are part of my group. How? You give me some money, I will preach on your behalf. That's how we started collecting money and building temples for Krishna here. There are so many things I think I need to highlight a little bit because the rains are there. Any questions so far? One more is there, I think. On two more are there. Finish that then. Sixth one, to bring the members closer together for the purpose of teaching a simple and more natural way of life. Varnashram system. Prabhupada wanted simple living, high thinking, and if you don't know what are the standards of Vedic lifestyle, we need to teach them so that it becomes very simple hearted. For example, if you have to eat food, what all we need to eat food? Prasadam, that should be there. Prasadam should be there. What else is required? And a food is there, Papa. What else we need? Plate is required. What else is required? People to serve. What else? Huh? Plates, then plates. What else is required apart from plates? Huh? Human being is required. Yeah, okay. Spoons required, right? Fork is required. So many things are required. Like cups are required. This are required. But if you have a plate, you can just eat it with your hand. That's a Vedic lifestyle. Prabhupada wanted to say how you can simplify your lifestyle. Already people have 100 vessels, which is not required. You can still survive without that. You getting what I'm saying? In each walk of our life, there can be simplicity. You can simplify lifestyle. If you understand how it can be done. I'm not saying that you should not use spoon and things like that. But how do you do simple living and high thinking? You have to have more time. Because if I ask you a question, somebody is taking a car and driving. You ask the person, hey, where are you going? And he says, to the gas station. I have to fill petrol. I have to fill petrol. Then okay, fine. After that, you ask him, where are you going? Again, gas station. For what? Fill gas. So they are driving car again. Where are they going? They don't know. But they are just filling gas. All of us are eating food, taking care of our body. What for? Are eating food. There's actually there's a saying that you live for food. You need what do they say? Live to eat or eat to live. What is correct? Do you eat to live or live to eat? Huh? You live to eat or eat to live? Which is correct? You eat to live, right? But why should you live? Why should you live? Huh? What is the reason? To practice Krishna consciousness, to achieve the goal of life. Whatever is the goal of life, you have to achieve some goal of life. Just like you take the car, go to one gas station, fill petrol, go to another gas station, fill petrol. If somebody asks you where you are going, I am driving. Where are you going? I am driving. Okay. What are you doing? I am eating. Okay. After that, what? I am eating. Okay, fine. I have eaten nicely. What do you do? I am eating again. Every day get up in the morning, the same thing you are doing. So we are not doing it for the goal. Correct? This is what is actually the problem. Because we have increased our life so much. I work for 14 hours a day. What for? Do the same little bit of eating. Can you simplify that? Is there a way? Think. Can you simplify that? How do you simplify? Instead of 15 people working, one person works. The remaining 15 people can practice Krishna consciousness better. That means you have to give some donation for. You are able to earn easily. You give donation to the Lord. 20 devotees can be taken care. Something like that. Simplify life. If you are not able to simplify life, at least others can. Something like that. Right? So that simple lifestyle is what has to be taught. So that you don't have self-gratification. Prabhupada does say you don't actually have gratification at all. But don't have too much. Salt amount you can take. But don't take too much salt. Too much of self-gratification will spoil. In fact, Nagmuni, in one of the Puranas mentioned, the dharma artha kama is there, no? One should not practice dharma at the cost of artha and kama. Similarly, one should not practice kama at the cost of dharma and artha. Getting it? So all of them balanced. If they are not balanced, then life will be miserable. The material life also is important, but not too much. Balance is very spiritual. A day will come when you can reject material life. That sarva dharman parisharya mamekasharanada will come. Right now you can't practice it. Don't worry. Otherwise, the misery is caused by self, that is Adi, Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, and Adi Devika. The Adi Devika is actually giving us so much, we are able to do anything, right? Victory is caused by us, victory is caused by other living entities and demigods. The demigods are actually giving so much of rain now. Whenever you want rain, no, rain is not there. Anyway. So we have to think, do we need to work under 10 hours a day for taking care of my life, simple life? Go and tell the Lord. The Lord is arranged something, right? Otherwise, you keep driving the car from one gas station to another gas station, but won't know where we are going. Going to gas station is important because car has to run, but you don't know where you are going. That is the problem, right? For that, Prabhupada wanted ISKCON to train people on simple living. That is the sixth purpose. Okay, last purpose. With a view towards achieving the aforementioned purposes to publish and distribute periodicals, magazines, books, and other writings. Prabhupada did not say, I am the only one who has written the book. Everyone should write books. For what? For the other 6 items, what Prabhupada has said. For training people, they need some material. So you write whatever you can. Whatever Lord Chaitanya has given. For example, we don't have Mahabharata, Ramayana, right? Write Mahabharata and Ramayana based on Lord Chaitanya's teachings. Everything from our Sampradaya. How to eat food, Sampradaya teaches. How to deal with others, Sampradaya teaches. Everything for that matter. So write whatever is necessary. So Prabhupada is given 7 purposes. 7 purposes for all of us to learn and practice it in our life. Because if we don't do that, then we won't know what ISKCON is meant for. ISKCON is just not meant for going to the temple, taking prasadam, giving lecture and come back. No. All these things are there. You can understand? But read this again on your own when you're leisure. Then you start getting more realization. There are so many things more, but it's already 6:15. I told my elder board to start at 6 o'clock. So any questions? Yes.
What is the Prabhupada addition to the because this is the mission of entire body to God. So what is Prabhupada maybe doing writing or is Prabhupada?
Okay, the question is all these 7 purposes is there part of Gaudiya Vaishnavas? What is Prabhupada's addition to this? What did Prabhupada do separately to help this? See, basically, Prabhupada, all these things were there in the writings of the Acharyas, but there was no single place where this was practiced. See, Prabhupada did not give theoretical knowledge. Prabhupada practiced himself, practiced on how to show, how to do, how to brush teeth. In fact, one time Prabhupada was traveling in South Africa, and there his servant forgot to get his kit, that is soap and things like that. Prabhupada said, can you find a neem tree here? Prabhupada said, give me the neem twig. Neem twig. Fresh, break it and bring it. And Prabhupada chewed on that, and this is toothbrush. This is a toothbrush, Prabhupada said. This toothbrush is sufficient. You can use it for 3 months and throw it away. Nothing is required. Every day morning we just take it, chew it. Don't have to go brushing. Just chew it. That's it. Prabhupada said that's sufficient. Today people don't follow it, but Prabhupada said this is sufficient. In the olden days they never had. Look at the amount of problems we can remove. No toothbrush is required, no toothpaste is required. Okay, toothbrush and toothpaste, okay. The disposal what we have, the plastic contents, the brushes, they say it will take many years to actually dispose the toothbrushes. Because the brushes all, if you see the internet, it gives a lot of things like the brush is made of the pig's hair. Okay. I don't know how far it is true. I still use the brush only. But generally, it's like very difficult. So much of problem can be avoided if you go the very way. But people aren't willing. Prabhupada showed how to do it. If you want to go and see toothbrush made of, in Google, see what all comes. You will not actually eat it. You will lose your finger after that. Anyways, I don't bother about that. But the point is, Prabhupada taught us practically what he was doing, how he was bringing water, right? Everything for that matter, he taught the devotees. Even to wear a sari for a lady, he taught. How it is very simple to actually wear dhoti and kurta and things like this. He taught in the concept. He did everything. Although Acharyas had this, Prabhupada did not actually give a theoretical one. He established this whole society so that everyone can follow it. That is actually the main thing that Prabhupada got us. He got us a house where all of us can stay. All of us can live together. This was not done by any other previous Acharyas. All of them knew. Previous Acharyas all knew. But for the modern world, how do I follow all those things? Prabhupada gave the practical tips on how to follow it. Okay? So if you keep hearing, keep reading them, you will start understanding more and more. Especially if you ask this question to Prabhupada disciples. Because how did Prabhupada influence you? I remember one devotee, his name is Radhakund Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple. He told, he was in Atlanta, and Prabhupada went to Atlanta in 1974 for the second time. And this devotee became Prabhupada's disciple just by looking at Prabhupada. No hearing, nothing. So I asked him, how did he become like that? He had come to our temple in 2004. I asked him, how did he become? Just by looking at Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, when the Aarti was going on, took a glass of water. And then he drank like this from a distance. So the water was just directly going to his mouth. It did one drop also did not fall down. And after that, he took one orange piece. He chewed orange, and that the seed will be there, right? Prabhupada actually spit it. And the spittoon was actually about 5 feet away. Somewhere there. And Prabhupada actually spit it from here. And each one of them, one seed went and settled right inside. Nothing fell down. And when Radhakund Prabhu saw this, like amazing this is. He had never seen anybody doing this. People actually drink water with their mouth touching. And if you spit here, it will fall either on your throat or somewhere in somebody else's face, it will fall. But never actually has gone somewhere there. You can try it, it will not work, don't try it. Not here. So, and he said it was amazing. And I thought, okay, this is a special man. And after that, when the Aarti had started, Prabhupada, somebody was singing, Prabhupada was sitting, and Prabhupada asked for mridangam. And there was one mridangam which was broken. Prabhupada said, get the mridangam. And Prabhupada took the mridangam with his hand, he tapped it. And it became dum 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 dum, proper sound. And people are saying it's broken. And Prabhupada is able to play it properly. Because Prabhupada decided that he wanted to play mridangam, started playing. And this devotee was saying, everything was a miracle for me. I've never seen anybody doing this. And after that, the pujaris did the, the Aarti, everything. And they are all young people, new people. And someone had to blow the conch. And normally to blow the conch, you have to hold and blow it. And that devotee tried 3 times, 4 times, nothing was coming. It was actually, the sound was more or less like an elephant. It was not like conch actually. Right? And he took Prabhupada and kept it in his mouth. I was looking at Radhakund Prabhu, he didn't blow. The sound was coming out. And Prabhupada actually looked at him again and said, he did like this, and sound was coming. Prabhupada was not blowing. And Prabhupada did it 3 times and then kept the conch aside. And this devotee was totally blown away. He said, that's all. I understood this person is not from this world. I just surrendered to him. Whatever you say, I will do it. And he got initiated. So that was Prabhupada's power. He did everything practically to show us how. And he came to our level so that we can also learn it. Right? So an amazing thing, I mean, slowly we have to start getting all the devotees back. After this pandemic, people are happy at home. Right? Coming together is very, very important. We all have to be together. At least once a week we should come together like this and practice Krishna consciousness. Only then Sankirtan will happen. Otherwise, the internet won't help much. Okay. Thank you so much. Any announcement to this? No announcements. So we have to start back our schedule. We forget things very easily, right? So sometimes we think So we forget things. I said in the beginning, right? We forget things that what needs to be followed, what should not be followed. We should get back to our old norms. Okay. No questions? Anything from Mataji? Any questions? Okay, thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So keep cultivating Krishna consciousness because Prabhupada is watching us. Whatever we can do, we should try to do it. Okay, so Nasim Chaturdashi is next week. I thought we have to start the leadership meeting. No? Okay, after this. Nasim Chaturdashi is next week. It's fasting till dusk. So we have the temple program in the evening, but the program is there full day. There are services like Chandan. You can actually make Chandan paste. Then there are other services which are there. I don't know what all there. Temple program is in the evening. So the plan was that we'll actually do it in the morning, right? Morning around 10:30, 11 o'clock. But all the court members, please come to the temple. It's a one day in a year. The Lord's appeal say, if you don't celebrate it, you will not feel very happy. It's important that we have to actually do the outreach also, but please plan your day in such a way that visit the Lord or at least say thank you. It's not that you have to stay for the full day. Whatever you can do, you do it, but at least come and say thank you. That's very important. Let us know if you need any help and such. We'll do it in the morning, right? So we'll announce it in the morning for the Nasim next week. Fasting till dusk, 6 o'clock. But probably we'll have some non-grain prasadam, not something, at least fruits. Okay. Thank you so much. I think no Ekadashi, there's Ekadashi on. Well, Thursday is Ekadashi, fasting, Mohini Ekadashi, okay. What is the fast breaking on Friday? 5:54 a.m. to 10:08 a.m. So please try to follow it. Need any help, let us know. Because you learn more by associating with devotees. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So the core team members, please stay back after the program. So we have our meeting for about half an hour.
Hare Krishna. So let us thank HG Kripamaya Prabhuji for his wonderful class by chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamudra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.